All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive. Today, we are going to be talking about The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Feck
Yeah.
by Mark Manson.
Yeah.
This is a book that a lot of you have been requesting, and I know the title is maybe a little shocking to some people.
Yeah, it's a bit of a head turner.
It is, but I think once you kind of dig into it, you realize it's not actually about just not caring about anything,
Right. It's really not about apathy.
right? It's more about being very intentional with where you do place your energy and your focus.
Exactly. It's about choosing what you care about.
So kind of like pushing back against that whole good vibes only
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah, kind of like a counterpoint to the typical self-help stuff.
Exactly. So maybe just start off, can you give us a quick overview of like the main premise of the book? Like
Yeah.
what's Mark Manson's big idea here?
Well, he argues that happiness doesn't come from avoiding problems.
Oh, interesting.
It actually comes from solving them.
Hmm.
And not just solving any problems, but choosing the right problems to solve.
Okay, so that's where the not giving effect comes in.
Right. It's about deciding what really matters to you and then focusing your energy on those things.
And letting go of the stuff that doesn't.
Exactly.
Okay, so how does he say we should go about like choosing those right problems or the things that we actually should care about?
Well, he talks a lot about something he calls good values.
Okay.
And these aren't like your typical, like, be a good person values.
Right.
He's talking about things like honesty, responsibility, self-reliance.
Things that might actually lead to some like difficult situations?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because choosing those values might mean you have to face some uncomfortable truths
Right.
or take on some tough challenges. But he argues that those are the struggles that ultimately lead to growth and fulfillment.
Okay, so it's about finding meaning in the struggle itself,
Exactly.
not just like chasing after some kind of like happy ending.
Right. He says that constantly trying to avoid all discomfort can actually make you weaker.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's like building a house on a foundation of sand.
Okay, I love that analogy.
You know, you need a solid foundation to weather the storms.
So, I mean, obviously, like this whole not giving effect thing, it's very thought-provoking.
Hmm.
But I am curious, like, where do you see the potential downsides? Is there a risk that people might take it too far?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that's where nuance is really important.
Right.
Manson isn't advocating for like being reckless or being irresponsible.
Yeah, just like not caring about anything.
Right. It's not about indifference. It's about choosing your battles wisely.
So how do we find that balance? How do we figure out what to genuinely care about and what we can like safely let go of?
Well, he talks about getting really clear about your values,
So,
like those guiding principles we were talking about.
okay.
He even suggests doing like a deathbed test.
A deathbed test.
Yeah, imagine yourself on your deathbed looking back on your life.
Whoa.
What would you regret not doing or not standing up for?
Oh, that's heavy.
Yeah, it's a powerful exercise to help you figure out what truly matters.
Yeah. It really puts things in perspective. Okay, so let's say you've kind of done that and you have a better idea of your values. Like, how do you actually put this not giving effect thing into practice in daily life?
One of the big things he talks about is reframing how we view failure.
Okay.
Instead of seeing it as like a setback, he encourages us to see it as valuable feedback.
Like a learning opportunity.
Right. He even uses the analogy of a video game.
Oh, I like that.
You wouldn't expect to beat a boss on the first try.
No, you got to like die a few times.
Exactly. So it's about embracing those challenges as opportunities to learn and grow.
So like leveling up.
Yeah.
And that ties back into choosing your struggles wisely. It's not about avoiding challenges altogether, but about picking the ones that actually align with your values and contribute to your growth.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think what we're getting at here is that the subtle art of not giving a feck is really about being more intentional with your life,
Yeah, it's about making conscious choices about where you direct your energy and your attention.
choosing your values, focusing on what matters, and letting go of the rest.
And recognizing that sometimes the struggles we face are actually signs that we're on the right track.
So to our listeners out there, I want to leave you with this. What's one area of your life where you feel constantly drained or frustrated? Could it be that you're giving too many fracks about things that don't ultimately serve you? Think about it and see if Manson's ideas might offer a new perspective. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.
See you next time.